You follow all this stuff, you know football very well. I'm curious what you think the projection is for the Lions as somebody that follows this and follows football very well.
I think the Lions on paper still are probably the most complete team in the NFC North. They're not the most complete team in the NFC anymore, but I still think that, again, it's playoff or bust. And they should be able to host a playoff game in that first round. They should feel like that they're in control of their destiny behind a good quarterback in Jared Goff and a solid run game with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs and the weaponry that they have. It's going to be a change because of, again, you no longer have Ben Johnson or Aaron Glenn running the show on either side, but there seems to be a lot of confidence in at least the defensive side of things. If you can keep the offense afloat, I believe that you're looking at an 11-6 season at worst, at best, probably 12-5. I think at Minnesota, it's all going to come down to the quarterback when we're talking about Jacob McCarthy, because the rest of the roster is, I think, built to win a Super Bowl right now. It's just, can you trust a young quarterback that came from a run-oriented offense during his time in college? Can he be a Pro Bowl caliber point guard that just elevates the passing attack enough as Sam Darnold did last season? Green Bay, there's going to be some questions when it comes to the overall offensive identity. Can you live with the gunslinger mentality of Jordan Love? How big of a loss is Jair Alexander to this defense? What are going to be some areas of weakness that you know that you're not going to be able to replace? And then Chicago, I think Chicago, once again, I'm in the I wait and see mode because Chicago wins the offseason every single year. They spend money in the free agency market, and they seem like that they've trended in the right direction. They always seem to be putting themselves in a position where this is where it all comes together. And then it all comes together for 6-11 or 7-10 or we're talking about maybe 8-9, and it's a first year coach where 8-9 is not a bad thing. It's just what we know the expectations are for that organization that hasn't been able to find its footing in over a decade. I still think that they're going to take another year to get to that level. So I think that, again, Detroit, they're going to be fine. They'll be a playoff team. I do think that the window of them being the team to beat has shut, at least going into 2025. Doesn't mean it can't reopen. But for right now, until we see the actual play calls and the play design and kind of how much we're going to see Dan Campbell's teeth get cut in this matchup, it's hard to envision them as the top team in the NFC.